Welcome to Healing Whole, the podcast. I'm your host, Calli. I'm a certified personal trainer and fitness instructor. I also happen to be extremely passionate about holistic living. With close to 10 years of experience, I've worked with clients from all walks of life. I also know a healthy and holistic lifestyle can be a little overwhelming. I'm here to break it down for you and take you on my journey to healing whole. Remember, the materials and content within this podcast are intended as general information only and are not to be considered a substitute for medical advice or treatment. Hey. Welcome to episode 1 of Healing Whole, the podcast. I am your host, Calli, and this episode is going to be an introduction into what this podcast is going to be all about. So I'm super informal. We're just hanging out. It's just us having fun, learning about holistic living, learning about healing whole, and I'm taking you guys on this journey with me. So I want to start out with what this podcast is. So this podcast is all about holistic health. This podcast is a place where you'll learn about holistic health. Where you'll learn about alternative ways of healing, where you'll learn about nutrition, about herbs, about essential oils, about alternative medicine, about meditation, yoga, fitness. We'll have practitioners from all walks of life come on and do interviews. And I'll be here just kind of giving you ideas of how to manifest the life that you want, which I'm learning. So we'll be learning it together. My journey with meditation, my journey with fitness, just kind of giving you tips and tricks to make it easier because I know how hard it can be. It's taken me 10 years to get to the point where I feel comfortable sharing the knowledge that I have about holistic health and wellness. It took a long time. So it's very overwhelming, and I'm just here to try to make it a little less overwhelming and to have fun along the way. So what this podcast isn't, it's not a place where there is going to be people who are not knowledgeable in what they know. It's not a place where there's going to be any kind of negativity. It's all about love and light, people, love and light. No, but seriously, it's a place where I want you to be able to come and share positivity and share growth and share love and share this passion that we have for healing a fresh way. So it's definitely not a place to come with judgment and with any kind of ill intentions. So just straight up, we're here having fun, loving a holistic lifestyle. So I'm going to tell you a little about myself. I am a certified personal trainer and certified group fitness instructor. I have been for 8 years, been certified. I've been in the fitness industry for 10 years. Played soccer in high school. After high school, got bored, wanted something else to do, so I got into running, got into fitness, and I just kind of fell in love there. Got into Whole Foods a few years later, got into a whole food-based diet, got into eating from the earth, and that's really where my love of holistic living came from, was a whole food-based diet. We'll talk a lot about food because food is key to everything. What you put in your body is how you should expect to feel. So if you're putting something in that you know is junk, that's how you should expect to feel. If you're putting something in that you know is wholesome and healthy and full of goodness, that's how you should expect to feel. So anyway, I have trained in 3 different states. Pennsylvania, 3 different states, Pennsylvania, Florida, and New York City, New York State. I learned a lot about whole food in Washington. We had co-ops there, which we didn't have where the town that I'm in, so was in. And that got me a lot into eating locally. The chicken and cow in the fridge had a picture on the door to the fridge and their name, so you knew where it came from, which I loved. I know a lot of people probably won't love that. It might offend people, but I loved it because I knew where my meat was coming from. So anyway, yeah, I got into this lifestyle 10 years ago. Just been like a waterfall since then, overlapping into mind, body, and soul. I'm finally getting into the more of the mind and soul aspect of it. I have been for about the last 2 years. I co-organized an event called Wellness on the Yawk. And it's an event that we had over 50 holistic living or natural living or handmade kind of vendors, workshops all day long, a whole bunch of goodness, a whole bunch of healthy, whole, and well goodness. I did a show on wellness, on holistic living, interviewed a few people about that and about their journeys and their past and how they're healing people, taking classes. I've done a lot of research, and I'm continuing to do a lot of research, and I'm actually currently about to dive into the keto diet. I'm going to take a drink. Give me 1 second. My mouth is dry. Yes, so I'm diving into the keto diet. So how I fell in love with Whole Foods was from an author called Diane Sanfilippo, and it was a practical paleo book. So she just released a keto quick start book, and I've always been very scared of the keto diet because I know it's a lot of counting your macros, counting your calories. I have never been good with that, so that's going to be new for me. I just got done actually counting all my macros and my calories for tomorrow, and I am right at the perfect amount of everything. So I really want to see some changes. So the reason that it's kind of all coming together. So the reason I said I'm just getting into the soul and the mind aspect of mind, body, soul over the last year or so, and the reason that I'm getting on the keto bandwagon is because I want to see how it feels and works, but also I was just recently diagnosed with bipolar disorder, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about that story next, so you can kind of see why I'm so passionate about this whole subject. But I was diagnosed with bipolar disorder, and I wanted to see how it would affect my mind, because ketones are really good for your mind, really good for your brain function. They help with seizures, actually, I've been reading. So I'm trying to see if it will help me at all feel better, my brain feel better. So I don't know if you know anything about bipolar disorder, but it's manic stages and depressed stages. And they can last for days, weeks, or months. Mine tend to last for months. And inside those months, I'll have manic and depressed stages. But mine last a long time. I'm currently in a depressed stage. I've been in it probably actually since my vet Wellness on the Yawk was over. That was in September, and it's almost like I crashed after. I was manic for a long time, and then I crashed after. So I've been in a depressed state since then. And it sucks. Let me tell you, it sucks. Some days it is hard to wake up and get out of bed. Some days I don't get out of bed. I have a daughter, so I do for her, but I'm not totally present. It's hard. It's anybody that is in this boat. I mean, I feel for you, man. I feel for you. Anxiety, depression, bipolar, whatever you have, you got to tell somebody. You absolutely 100% need to tell somebody. You need to get it out. You need to be honest, because I was never honest. Never. I was never honest with anybody how I was feeling. So anyway, so bipolar disorder, yeah. So it's manic stages. So a mania is on top of the world. I can do anything. I take on way too much. I am invincible. I'm going to conquer all. And then depressed stage is, oh my, I feel like crap. I don't know that I can live another day. Literally, those are the feelings that go through my mind. So I'm learning to heal myself. I have been good, the body-wise. I mean, I'm not in top physical shape, but I feel pretty good. I'm not like, I just feel good. I feel good about myself. I feel okay with how I look. I do want to lose weight. I actually gained 10 pounds on this new medication I'm on, which I'll go into the story about that as well. I still have to give you some background on that. I've gained 10 pounds in 2 months, so I need to lose weight. I would like to lose more than that, but I feel good about myself physical wise. I'm in fair shape. We had a kid a year and a half ago. I'm in fair shape for that. Always, want to be better, but it's my mind, man, that I need to work on. My mind and my soul, I need that to connect. I know I have a good heart. I need my mind to connect with that. Sometimes when I'm in this depressed state, I can't get there. Um, oh, my ringer is on my phone. Sorry about that. So anyway, mania and depression. Yeah. So it's hard. So you have these two totally different sides of you, and you got to find the balance. So that's what I'm doing. I am healing whole. I am finding the balance. And that's what this podcast is going to be all about, is healing whole in different aspects, not for just people that have any kind of mental issue, I don't want to say disorder. I hate that word. And I hate to say that I always said I suffer from anxiety and depression. I hated to say that. I said I survived it. And now I'm going to say I survived bipolar disorder, because I am surviving. I'm not suffering. I'm not going to be a sufferer for the rest of my life. I'm surviving. I'm kicking this thing's butt. So anyway, I lost my train of thought because I am now rambling. Bipolar disorder, mania and depression, balancing. That's where I was. So yeah, it's all about healing, but not just healing this. If you're in this, all different aspects. Not just if you have anxiety, depression, some kind of mental illness. It's not just that. If you have an autoimmune disease, if you have adrenal fatigue, if you need more energy, if you're a mom that just wants to feel better, this is going to be a place for you to go to do it in a holistic way. So we're all healing, right? We're all constantly healing. We're all trying to get better. And that's what this is all about. Healing whole. Mind, body, soul. That sounds corny and it rhymes, but it's true. All right, so my story with mental health and why I got to this point now. I have always wanted to help people. Always wanted to help people. Now I'm just more passionate about it because I need to help myself. So I struggled with anxiety and depression, I think my whole life, but not confirmed until my adult life. I've been on medication since I was 20. I was on an SSRI, so a couple different SSRIs. If you hear noise in the background, it's my daughter in the other room, so sorry. So that means serotonin, it releases serotonin to your brain, right? And I don't know if it helped. I can't tell you if it helped or not because I was still so depressed and so anxious. And honestly, the only thing that really seemed to help is me putting myself first, being mindful, eating well, exercising, living a natural lifestyle. So that's why I can tell you that it does work. It really does work because I was on medication for all that time. And if I slipped up and if I had some really bad days of eating, I felt bad. If I didn't exercise regularly, I felt bad. I know 100% for a fact that eating real food from the earth, taking care of your body, drinking enough water, getting enough sleep, exercising will help you feel better if you have anxiety, depression, bipolar disorder, tired. I know it'll make you feel better. It's made me feel better. I'm not saying it's going to cure you, but it's going to make you feel better. A lot of that is part of having a routine with it too, but it will make you feel better. So anyway, I've had anxiety and depression for my entire adult life. I always knew that there was something more. I didn't know how I was on medication, I was going to therapy, and I could still feel so bad. And when I tell you bad, I mean bad. I mean, I don't want to live bad. It was awful, and I never was honest with anybody about that until very recently. So I spoke with doctors, with therapists, with my friends, with my family, one friend, and my parents, that's it, about thinking that I was bipolar, and I'd research it, and and I knew it. I knew that was me. I knew it. But it just never went anywhere. It never went anywhere. And I just thought, this is just how my life is going to be. This is just how it's going to be. Like, I am just not as good of a person as I think I am. When I say good of a person, I mean I have a good heart. I don't think I'm like this great bee's knees kind of thing. I know I have a good heart. I always want to put the goodwill of other people first. So I just always thought, oh man, I'm just not that good of a person, I guess. Like, I just make bad decisions. I'm not a good person. I'm irrational, whatever it is. I kept hurting people. I hurt so many people in my 20s. I'm only 28, I think, yes. But I mean, from 18 to 28, I have hurt so many people, and I've hurt myself so much, and I did not mean to. I was just sick. I was sick. This is an illness. Mental distress, anxiety, depression, bipolar disorder, anything else that falls into that range is an illness, and it should be treated as such. You should treat yourself that like you need to take care of yourself, because you do. So I always knew there was something, but I just couldn't figure it out. So within the last year, after I had Annalise, I was okay for a few months, and then I went into a major depression. My hair was falling out. My nails were brittle. I didn't want to leave my house. I just felt awful. I would go to work, come home, that's it. And I was like, this is just no way to live. I can't live like this anymore. So I was not eating paleo at the time, though, so I was not eating a whole food-based diet. I was just eating whatever, I just had a kid. I was just eating whatever I could eat, because I was trying to figure out how to be a single mom and single working mom. The last thing I cared about was food. And then finally I came to a point I was like, I can't feel like this anymore. I got some blood work done, and my thyroid numbers were not enough to take medication, but they were off. My D was off, low. My magnesium was low. So I thought, well, I got to take the herbal route. So this is a lot of the reason how I got more into herbs. I've always been into them, but not as much supplementation. I mostly did herbs in juices and in foods and things like that, and have gotten in more into supplements recently. Taking my D. I take D every day. I take magnesium. I take ashwagandha, which is an adaptogenic herb, so it adapts to what you need it to do. So I got on an herbal regimen and with my vitamins and minerals that I researched myself, and I got back on paleo, and I started to feel good. I started to feel good again. I was exercising at least 2 times a week, even if it was just a little run. I started to feel like myself again. And then I went into a manic state for months. I was drinking a lot, and I didn't, I don't even know that I'm doing it at the time. I was drinking a lot. I was doing a lot. I was overworking, not sleeping enough, committing to way too many things, taking care of way too many things. This was all summer. I was in a manic state. And then I was planning this event with my co-planner and my really good friend. And then afterwards, it was like I didn't know what I had to look forward to anymore, and I crashed. And I went depression to the 10th degree. Like, I don't know that I've ever been that depressed in my life. I just hated getting up in the morning, man. I hated it. I wanted to love my life so much. I wanted to be happy, and I couldn't. I was mean to the people that were close to me. Nobody deserves to be treated meanly. I was just unhappy. I was like a dud. I didn't want to do anything. It was a dud. And it's hard because people want you to go out and they want you to do stuff, and you don't want to. And it doesn't have anything to do with them. It has to do with you and your own thing that you're going through. So anyway, I don't know if you heard that. It was on my computer. Just made a noise. Sorry. I'm new to this. Anyway, so some stuff happened. Months went by. I was Thanksgiving Day. My parents had left to go back to Florida. I was having a rough time with my boyfriend. Don't know if I should say that on here, but oh well. And it was Thanksgiving Day. I was supposed to go to my aunt's house. And that whole week, I was just sobbing hysterically. I was trying to control a situation I couldn't control, and I was sobbing hysterically, and I just couldn't get over it. I couldn't feel better. I was having fits, panic fits, literally throwing a fit like a child, and I know that that's so wrong, but I could not stop it. I was just so bad. I was so bad. When I tell you I was so bad, I was so bad. I did not want to live another day. I did not want to live another day. I was planning how I was not going to live another day. That's how bad it got. My daughter saved my life. Absolutely 100% saved my life. So the day went by. It was just all around a bad day. I tried to decorate, and it just made it worse because my daughter has sisters, and I don't have a relationship with her sisters anymore because I don't have a relationship with their father. But I had stockings from when we had Christmas together, and I love those little girls so much. But I pulled out their stockings, and it just sent me. I'm sorry if you heard that again. It sent me just over the edge. It was awful. Um, Annalise was sleeping, and we were supposed to be somewhere an hour before. So I was like, all right, come on, we got to get up and get ready and get going so we can get over there because I didn't want to ruin the day. I didn't want to ruin the holiday. How awful could I be to ruin my daughter's holiday, even though she doesn't know, but I know. So we were upstairs, we were taking a bath, and I had a panic fit. And I literally tell you, when I was starting to fit like a kid, I was like convulsing. I was convulsing. And in the midst of it, I threw my head back and hit it so hard off the stone wall. And I came back to, and my phone was next to the tub, and I looked at Annalise, and I was like, I cannot do this to you. I texted my mother because I was too embarrassed to say it because I had up to this point not told anybody that I literally was like making a plan. Honestly, they ask you in the hospital, are you making a plan? You know how embarrassing that is to tell someone that you were making a plan? And I'm like supposed to have this great life, like I got a boyfriend, I got a good job, I got a great daughter, I do this and I do that, and I'm all together, and hell, I ain't together. Nobody is together. Do not let that fool you. No one is together. That Facebook perfect profile is not real. That like perfect little Instagram story, the fun Snapchat stories, they aren't real. Nobody is perfect. Let me tell you right now, that is fake. It is a front. I am the queen of fronts. I pretended I had my entire life together because I was so scared to not have my life together. I pretended to have my entire life together, and it blew up in my face. I freaking cracked. I cracked. Finally, I was like a broken bone right at the edge, and there was a little tiny centimeter hanging on that was left. And something happened, a little tiny gust of wind cracked me right in half, broke me, shattered me to pieces. I was a mess. So anyway, I texted my mom, told her, I was like, you gotta call Janie and tell her to come get me. I can't take care of Annalise right now. And I was never going to hurt Annalise. I want to get that straight. Absolutely never, ever, ever would do anything that would put my daughter in jeopardy. And that is exactly why I went and got help. Because I was at the point where I could possibly put myself in jeopardy, which could put her in jeopardy, and I would not do that to her. So my cousin came and got me, and she said, what's going on? And I said, you need to take me to the hospital. I can't do this. I can't do this. First time I ever told, my cousin is like my sister. First time I ever told my cousin I was suicidal. And it's even hard for me to say now. First time I ever told her that I was suicidal. Yeah, that's hard to say. That's really the first time, like, saying it. I've typed it, but, Anyway, we went to the hospital. I sat in the ER for hours. They have to get your blood work to make sure it's not drugs or whatever, which it wasn't, or alcohol. I hadn't been drinking for a long time. Again, when I get in my depressed states, I don't drink. When I'm in my manic states, I drink. And at this point, I was still only diagnosed with anxiety and depression, not bipolar. I'm taking a sip. Give me 1 second. Sorry about that. So they came. Whoever works in the psych unit came out. I think it was an LPN, and asked me questions. Asked me about my plan. Asked me how I was feeling and if I wanted to be admitted, and I said yes. And I was terrified. I was bawling. I was so scared. I didn't know what I was doing. I just knew I needed help. So I got admitted back, and it was, it was fine, really. The movies and stuff, it wasn't my experience. The workers there were so nice. They were so nice and so kind and so sweet, and they just treated you like a human being, which you are. We are just human beings. We are just sick. Just like if we had diabetes or cancer, we're just sick. It's not our fault. We can do something to help it, but it's not our fault. I don't mean help it by like make it go away. I mean help it like cope. try to ease it. So I stayed, right? I had to stay, I think I stayed for 4 nights. At first, they only changed my medication for my anxiety and my depression. And I thought it helped, but who knew? I didn't even care. I was so depressed. I mean, shoot, looking at the sun and thinking that it's actually shiny out and it looks nice would have been happy for me. So 2 days after I was in there, I saw the psychiatrist. Man, whew, he showed me who was boss, let me tell you. He was blunt, and I'm happy that he was. So I said, I told him my problems. Well, I'm a single mom, I'm stressed, I have this, I have that. And he said, well, those are choices you made. And I said, I know, but I'm not complaining. He goes, yes, you are. You're saying how hard it is. And I was like, oh, he is telling the truth. Those are choices I made, and I am complaining about them. And it's my outlook on them, and that's what's affecting my mood. And then I said, it's not just that. I do a lot of things, and I get in over my head, and then I can't do them all, and I don't know what to do. And he asked me what I do. And I said, well, I have this job, and this job, and this job, and I'm doing this, and I'm doing that, and I'm in charge of this, and that, and this, and that. And he also asked me about, he asked me about mania next. That's what he did. And I said, yeah, I know about mania. And he goes, well, do you think you had stages like that? And I said, oh, do I? Let me tell you. I was engaged 3 times to 2 different men. I was married once for a year and a half. I've been to 7 different colleges. I've owned probably 7 different cars. I've moved, I don't know how many times, at least 30. I mean, I just went on and told him about my many's of many's of many's. I mean, I have done so much, so much. I have learned so much, but I have done so much. So anyway, then he started talking about bipolar. I got this feeling of release for the first time in my adult life, that holy crap, I might get better. I might get better. There might be light at the end of this tunnel. I might get better. And we sat there and we decided on a medication that was for me. And I am not a pill taker. The only pill I ever took was that one for that SSRI. And I didn't even like taking that. I wanted to quit it, but I was too scared. So I take 2 pills a day now, and I have another one for panic attacks. He did not prescribe me that one for panic attacks. I went back to the hospital again over New Year's because I thought I was in a really, really bad place again. I was suicidal again. So let me tell you, I was on medication. I felt better. I got out of the hospital. I felt better. That was like a godsend. This doctor was a godsend to me. The first week out, I treated myself right. I was very gentle with myself. I did not overwhelm myself. I felt good. Slowly after that, I started to decline. Again, it was bad. I got bad again. I had a panic attack on December 8th. Bad panic attack. Thought I was going to die. Literally thought I was going to die. Called my dad. He made it better. Boyfriend came home. I was okay. Immediately, we ate dinner. Immediately afterwards, I started having a panic attack again. And I tell you, when I thought I was going to die, I thought I was going to die. I thought I was dying. Literally thought I was dying. I can't even explain it to you. You just have this fear of impending doom. Like, I'm dying. Right now, I am dying. I couldn't even breathe. I felt like I was dying. So the next day, my boyfriend and my parents and I decided that I need to go to be with my parents. I need to go be with my parents. I need to take some time for myself. And everybody was very supportive of it. So I came back to Pennsylvania. I was in Florida and I felt good for a few weeks. Not great though. Felt good. Still felt like I was having manic stages and depressed stages. Christmas came. We went to my sister's. And that day I wanted to check in somewhere because I wasn't okay. I was not okay at all. I don't know if it was lack of sleep because we got up so early because I wanted Annalise to open her gifts and I'm like a child. Or what, because we had a great morning and then slowly as the day went by I started to decline. And now I think it's because my medication the dose wasn't strong enough. So, yeah, that was a bad day. And then I took a nap and I woke up and I felt a little bit better. Felt like I ruined Christmas, ruined Thanksgiving, now ruined Christmas. Like, shit, Calli, you gotta get your stuff together. So, that was Christmas Day. And I had a few bad days after that, but I was going home. And I was going home to put my things in the storage because I was staying in Florida because I had decided I needed more time to get better because I wasn't feeling better. Well, when I went home, some of the old stresses were there. I was already not feeling good. I ended up in the same position. I went to the PA, the physician's assistant, to get my new dose of medication, my new month prescriptions. And I was honest for the first time, Before that, I hadn't been honest. I was honest at the hospital. This is the first time I was honest with someone outside the hospital, and I was like, no, I feel like I want to die right now. I feel like I want to die. Do you have a plan? I didn't have a plan at the time, which is a huge step. I didn't have a plan, but I didn't want to die. I didn't want to be alive. So she called the crisis people from another location, and they came, and we all decided that I needed to go back to the hospital, and I went back to the hospital. And this day wasn't as joyful as the first one. Not that I don't want to say joyful like it was a vacation. It wasn't a vacation. I talked to people the first time I was there. I met a woman that, was very nice, and I liked her. The second time I just didn't have that experience, and that was, I'm sure, my own fault. I spent a lot of time in my room. I was sad. It was New Year's, and I wasn't with my daughter. It was sad. So I was in there. They upped my dose of both my medications. So my medication for bipolar, they upped, and my medication for depression and anxiety, they upped, and they gave me a panic attack medicine, which I do not take every day now, but it was a lifesaver. So after I got out of the hospital, I was taking that panic medication 3 times a day, which is the max you could take it. I was taking it 3 times a day. Meanwhile, let me put in perspective, I was moving all of my stuff into a storage unit. That's very overwhelming for me, for anybody that has anxiety and depression. So I was doing that and just settling a lot of things, closing a lot of books that I needed to close. So I was taking that 3 times a day. Got to Florida. The Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I didn't take it at all. The Monday I did. I took it once. And since then, I've only taken it once every few days. I don't have to take it every day anymore, which is great. So I'm making progress. I'm definitely making progress. But this comes back to why I'm doing this. I've taken care of myself. I've meditated almost every single day. Not a long time every single day. Sometimes it's 3 minutes. Sometimes it's a walking meditation. But I meditated every single day. I have moved every single day except for this Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I had bad days. I did not move those days. And when I say move, I mean I work out, or I go for a walk, or I do yoga. I do something to get active. I move every single day. I have eaten right every single day. I've had little dairy, except for the last 2 days I had some sour cream. I just love it. I've had little dairy, no added sugar, just normal sugar, and then I put honey in my tea to help with my allergies. I have not had gluten, except over the weekend. On Sunday, I had a bun on a burger, and the night before that, my dad made egg rolls for dinner, so I had 2 egg rolls. So I relaxed those days, and I say relax, not cheated, because you shouldn't feel bad about eating food. But regardless, I haven't done any of that. I've treated myself good. I haven't drank alcohol since Christmas Day. I drank 2 tiny mimosas that day, even. They were little. But I haven't had to take that panic medication. But they did up my dosage. So it's like a balance, right? It's a balance of everything. I have to do these things every single day to feel better. I have to heal as a whole. As a whole. I have to take care of myself by what I put in my body, by what I surround myself with, by what I put on my body, by the energy that's flowing through me. I am hell-bent on making a change. I am hell-bent on getting better. I have a vision board above my bed of what my future is going to be like, what my next year I want to be like. I have a daily to-do list, and on that to-do list, which I will talk about that another day, how important it is to have a vision board and to have positive affirmations and to have intentions. Every morning I set my intentions for the day. In this journal I write positive affirmations. I write what I am grateful for, not even in the present, what I will be grateful for down the road, but I say it now because I want to believe it now. I am only surrounding myself with positivity because I need to get better. I need to heal. I deserve it. My daughter deserves it. So it's everything. It's, all encompassing. You have to take care of yourself. So why I'm telling you this is that's what this is going to be about. That's what this podcast is going to be about. That's what my Instagram account is all about. That sounds lame, but it is really, it truly is. It's about healing. And if you have any interest in healing at all, this is going to be for you. Whatever it is that you need to heal from. Who doesn't want to feel better, right? Like, who doesn't want to feel good about themselves? Who doesn't want to feel good about their body? Who doesn't want to be connected, mind, body, soul? Like, that's all I want. And I just want to share that journey with you. And I want to hopefully have you learn along the way. So anyway, I went through all that. I got out the other side. I am here now. I am fighting every day. But I feel good most days. I have a few bad days, but they're not as bad as the bad days were before. They are not as bad as the bad days were before. But I'm fresh out. Let me tell you, I'm fresh out. I just got to the hospital, I think New Year's Day. So I'm hospital clean. What's today? 16 days. So 2 weeks. So you're like fresh on my journey here. You are fresh on my journey. So, and I've had some bad days, but again, not as bad as the bad days used to be. And I'm going to have a little less and less bad days, but I want to share that with you. I don't know why. I think I just want to help people, hopefully have them learn a little bit along the way. I want to share that. I want to help even one person. I'll be happy if I can help one person. I want to bring you on the journey so you can see how holistic living and healing whole and taking care of yourself, full body, taking care of yourself, mind, body, spirit, how it's all comes together. It all comes together. It's full circle. It's full circle. So we're going to do these podcasts every other week. We will have guests on to talk about different things. We will interview people. We'll have different topics. I believe our next one is this is coming out on February 5th. I believe that, it's the Lunar New Year today on February 5th when this actually came out. That's neat. So anyway, I believe that it's going to be a full moon. So I'm thinking about doing the next one on release and letting go and forgiveness, because that's a big thing that I've had to do. And kind of what the full moon's all about. So if you want to do a little full moon healing ritual, and I'm also probably going to speak about meditation a bit. And I would like to bring someone on for that, but we will see. So anyway, I really want to thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed. I know I am long-winded. It'll be fun. We're definitely going to learn some stuff. And we're going to do it together and make this crazy journey that is life a little bit more fun and a little easier to get through. Thank you so much. See you next time.